stage, but we'll see when it comes to that. And it looks like we're off.
Uncle says you can beat the sea in an hour. Prove it.
I've never once seen him say that and have it be true. 300 rupees in the first chest. That's a good start.
Yeah, getting early money is not a bad thing, especially with the 300 rupees for Zora and the bottle vendor. And if you have to buy bombs, that is a nice find. You may want to find bombs there, but
now is it just me? Are both of our runners using Pokemon sprites? I can't really see Terance's.
Chat, you're gonna have to help out with that one because I don't know Pokemon that well.
I don't either. Let's see what Uncle's got for us. The hammer.
He is going hammer time. That's not a bad find. Although the hitbox obviously on the hammer is a bit wonky and very short, that is a really nice find to have.
Oh yeah, especially since it does tempered sword damage. You'll kill everything in this castle in one hit. Except for the ball and chain guy, I believe.
Yeah. Get a little bit of a piece of love there.
Looks like we're getting the stream synced up. Beautiful. Now our runners are still gonna kill a bunch of guards, hoping to find a bomb, because there are 3 items that are blocked by a bomb, which you would have to come back for if you don't find any.
Yep, absolutely, and you could go through escape again to get there, or you have to wait till you get the power gloves.
Right. It's definitely preferable to find one in the beginning.
Yeah, absolutely. But so far, no luck on either side.
Yeah, but we'll see. We're getting another chest coming up here pretty quick. Let's see what we got. And just another little piece of love.
You get 4 of them, you get a heart container. Woo!
Teraunce getting the full magic refill, but quite what he's looking for.
No, but that's not bad though. If you end up getting a magical item here and escape somewhere.
Oh yeah, definitely. Is Teraunce the bird person from Rick and Morty? I would not know. I've never seen it. Oh wow! Teraunce getting an 8 bomb drop.
That is about as perfect of a bomb drop as you can get. The good news for Vash is if he keeps farming for bomb the same way, he will eventually get that same drop, because the players do have the same prize pool from drops. There's something weird to it, but they at least both can get the same drop.
Right, but that does mean that Vash would have to kill the blue guards, because I believe that's where Teraunce got his.
That's fair. I forgot it was a blue guard, not the green.
Open a pot and a hammer, takes good care of the ball and chain guard.
This is just the escape of love today.
Yeah, seriously, not a lot of items, but a whole lot of hearts. At least pieces of hearts, anyway.
We did get 1 full heart.
Yeah.
We see where the organ transplants are stored, I believe. That was terrible. I apologize.
No, I didn't even say anything. It was just, no.
Shake your head. That's all you could do.
Yeah, it looks like Vash is taking the longer way around so he can kill some more blue guards. So hopefully he'll grab those bombs.
Definitely looking for some. There's still plenty of rats coming up and other guys, but you definitely want at least 1 bomb.
And there's Vash's bomb drop. Beautiful. So that evens things out in the sense of what they're going to be able to do coming up.
Yeah, absolutely. They'll be getting through this escape here, and it might be taking a little bit longer than what you're used to, but again, they were farming pretty hard for those bombs, and understandable. And Vash with that full magic refill, so both players now have full magic when and if they ever get a magic item.
They're both looking pretty similar right now. Same rupee count, bomb count, heart count, arrows.
Yeah, and they're pretty close to each other, so there's not like a big gap either. So, like I said, hammer makes it almost trivial at times, but
right.
But obviously, trying to get the bombs and stuff is always difficult. Sure.
Yeah, it definitely can be. But yeah, both of our runners doing pretty much the exact same stuff right now, since there's only one route out of escape. But we should start seeing some divergence in a couple minutes here once they leave. Okay, yeah, and it looks like they are both playing Pokemon, so we got a Pokemon battle up in here. Just a big 20 in that room. I can't remember the name all of a sudden.
Yes, that room.
The Dark Cross room? I can't remember.
That sounds about right. I'm terrible with the room names personally, but
oh yeah, me too. Like Teraunce is going for these pots. Not sure what he's hoping to find, but now both runners in the room with the rat with the key, and both of them get it on their first rat.
that wasn't bad. Sometimes those rats can be pretty difficult to hit with that hammer, and that's probably honestly the toughest, if you will, part of having a hammer is those rats.
Right, for sure. And we'll see what we got in the back. Big 20, map, and the single rupee.
This has been an ugly escape.
Seriously, there's not a lot here.
Nope, just some money, and money's not a bad thing. But that was in the wasn't that Link's? No, that was Link's house.
Yeah, just in Link's house. But with one more chest and already having found the map, there will be something in Sanctuary. Hopefully, it's something good. And just another heart.
Almost vanilla heart, but it didn't refill his health, so not vanilla.
Not quite.
You saw Teraunce there go up to the old man, the priest, I think trying to get a full heart refill, but you can't get that until after you leave the sanctuary. He just talks to you. It's the same with Zelda.
Right. Interesting little gimmick there. Looks like
and he
they're
said,
both gonna...
go be a hero. What's that?
It looks like they're both going to take the north route, is what I was going to say, and they're both going to get this tree pole here and get some bombs.
That's a nice tree pole.
Yeah. And we're going to get the Aghanim cave check.
Although Vash has plenty of bombs right now, he did not do the tree pole, so he did not get the extra bomb.
Right, and just an arrow upgrade on the Aghanim ledge, or Lumberjack ledge, so Aghanim's not going to be required for that. He could still be required for Dark World access, but we'll see what happens when that comes.
Absolutely. Teraunce taking advantage of knowing the tiers there and trying a different tier pull, but this time only getting 1 rupee.
That's not a lot in the tree pulls today.
Head over Lost World. Go ahead, sorry.
I was just saying, got another item coming up, and it's the lamp.
Ooh, early lamp.
Yeah, early lamp can mean a few things, but generally that tends to point to Aghanim seeds.
Yeah, I agree. Lamp's one of those items where you don't want to get super late because it can be really trolly.
Definitely can, but we got a power glove, so
Yes.
might not be an Aghanim seed after all.
Nope. The seed throwing us off. Oh, it's gonna be an Aghanim. Oh wait, no, it's not.
Yep. 2 seconds later, I'll pull my words back.
Exactly. So if you don't know, for Dark World access, you need to have the Moon Pearl, the Power Gloves, and either the second Mint upgrade, which is Titan Mint, or the Hammer. And you kind of want the Hammer, which we have, by the way. So all I need is Moon Pearl. Yeah, you want the Hammer because even with Titan Mints, Agha 1 could still technically be required depending on East Dark World access.
Right, I've seen it a couple times, so we'll see what happens when that comes. It really depends on what items we start to get here. But we got Vash going down into Blind's hut, where there's a good number of items.
So the Kakariko just filled up with items.
Well, it's filled with chests. I have seen empty Kakarikos, though. But we'll see as Vash starts opening up. It's a big 20. And a 5. And a Blue Moraine. And Ether, so I guess that's something.
Yeah, we may need a medallion. So getting those out of the way early is not a bad thing. You can't use it right now.
We haven't seen a map check yet, so we don't really know where our crystals for the light world are. I missed what was in the back. Oh, here's our map check, and it's all 3 crystals.
Yep, all 3 crystals, and I believe none were the 5/6.
Yep, just regular, standard old crystals. That means we will see all the light world dungeons finished this run. Got Vash in the well.
So far, though, you still nothing major. We do got a bottle. That's good. We can check Sick Kid now.
Yeah, that's always nice to find. Lots of rupees and hearts.
Yeah, seeing all these hearts, in your mind, you start wondering, how long am I going to go without a sword?
Yeah. Sword is one of the items I like to see earliest, because it can get really frustrating to go a long time without it.
Hammer blind is not fun blind.
Definitely not. Vash doing the chicken clip there.
Looked like he threw it just a bit late, and he just blew up the chicken instead.
Yeah, apparently you can soft lock by trying to do the chicken clip if you pick it up or throw it on the very last frame of explosions, but it's pretty uncommon.
It is, and I've had it happen to me a couple times. I went to go pick it up, and then you just pick up air, and you're like, what?
Yeah, it's really interesting, because I've tried to do it, on purpose, and I can't ever do it, so... It must be a decently small chance. We're going to pick up our last couple of items and prepare for here. Just another green rupee.
Yeah, this has been a pretty terrible beginning for our runners here. Nothing really of overly value. I mean, we got the lamp, we got the power gloves, and we already have the hammer from Escape, so those are good.
Well,
and we just got the book.
Literacy. Really interesting set of items so far. Hopefully there's something on the race game.
Absolutely. Right now, with that book, Desert is available, but it could be boot locked, so it might not be something you want to go to right now.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. Just a blue rupee on the library shelf, so no boots required there. Vash is going to go for the race game blind.
Yeah, you see some people just go down and check it first and then come back if it's something, and then you see other runners do this. There's really not a right or wrong way. It can save you time or lose time. Either way you do it.
Right. Just depends on if you want to take the risk or not. And you don't lose a ton of time.
And if you have the boots, so you can make that check real quick. But another 5 rupee. Ooh, man, these rupees.
We're getting all the big rupees and all the small rupees. Yeah, we got both of the runners save warped. Vash going back to Link's house to do South Shore, but it looks like Teraunce is back in Sanctuary.
Yeah. Interesting, because
he's probably going to go up Death Mountain with the items he's got.
That is available. You can only check Uncle and Spectacle Rock, but that could be a very good play at this point. It's a bit of a gamble, I would say, but you never know. I like it.
Yeah, I've seen some pretty interesting stuff come out of that, like both gloves being on Spectacle Rock. Can definitely be an interesting play.
Did somebody order more rupees? Now
we're going to see what the other item in the well is. More rupees.
Did somebody order more rupees?
Seriously, though.
This isn't bad, though, because you do need 500 for Zora, so getting rupees is not a bad thing if you want a fake flipper or if you end up getting the flippers. Because technically, Zora itself is in logic, because we have the power.
Right.
But you may not want a fake flip till you get the Moon Pearl, because then the Moon Pearl, you can get the Waterfall Wishing. Of course, if you get Moon Pearl, then Dark World's access, and on Terance's side, we get the sword, so that's a pretty big deal.
Yeah, that is a pretty big item right there. It always surprises me how much a sword, not having a sword, actually closes off, because you can't get the Mothula, you can't use your medallions, so no Turtle Rock or Mire. Wow, and Vash taking a death.
Yeah, he got kind of wrecked by a Moldorm that came from the right and came all the way over to the left. I mean, you hate to see it, but that was kind of hilarious. I'm not gonna lie, because that thing just like did what it shouldn't do. Was that Moon Pearl on Spectacle Rock?
That was Moon Pearl on Spectacle Rock, so we're gonna need to find Mirror to get that Moon Pearl.
Yeah, absolutely. That means, whew, that's rough. That means early Mirror though. That's good.
That is good at least, but with the items we have, we can already get into Eastern and clear a good chunk of that, and we can full clear Desert, so it might be a little bit before we can find that Mirror.
Maybe
of course,
full clear.
we do still have Mini Moldorm Cave and Ice Rod Cave, so we'll see what happens.
Vash, you're going with the bomb strats, and just these Moldorms without a sword. Even though Hammer does a lot of damage, Moldorm Hammer is not a fun thing.
Oh no, definitely not. With how weird the Hammer hitbox is, with the Moldorms moving in such a weird random pattern, it can be really difficult for sure.
But he did switch to bomb strats and did a pretty good job of it, and getting rewarded with 3 more. And we got silvers.
And a Fire Rod.
Ooh, nice. Fire Rod. More rupees. Alright. Well, that was worth the trouble there, getting the Fire Rod and the silvers. We can't use the silvers yet, obviously. We need the bow, but that'll make Ganon a lot easier.
Yeah, and I believe we've seen all 3 300 rupee sets now.
I think you're right.
It's a very rich seed for sure.
Now, the rupees aren't incorporated into the logic. The logic doesn't care if you have 500 rupees or not, but it does kind of pull you a bit toward the Zora play potentially. Like, man, I'm getting all these rupees. Maybe that's a play. Now, obviously, we know where the Moon Pearl is, but we still need a mirror.
And Vash's got to be... Oh, just as I was starting to say, only can take 1 more hit from that crab, and it got him.
Those crabs do 2 hearts of damage, and without the sword, that is a pretty brutal walk up to Ice Rock Cave.
Oh, yeah. But it looks like Vash is going to opt to do that later, as he's gone back to Sanctuary, and it's probably going to head up Death Mountain himself.
It's not a bad play here. You'll obviously get a sword now, which will make that trip easier if he goes back to it later. Teraunce was going with Hammer strats. I was a little surprised by that, considering he does have the sword. Grant, it takes 2 hits on him, or just 1 spin.
Right. It looks like he would rather have just gone with that, but he made it through and gets his rewards of Fire Rod and silvers. So now we just kind of have Vash following in Terance's footsteps and Teraunce following in Vash's footsteps. I wonder... The locations we have left, other than the dungeons, we still have Zora, and we have... Wow, my brain just blanked.
Agina's Cave?
Yeah, we have Agina's Cave. And I think that's getting pretty close to about it, isn't it?
Yeah, it's pretty close at this point in terms of things that are in logic. It's, you know, I mean, it all depends on how much... I think a lot of it's going to determine how much desert is clearable, because, I mean, if there's a big key or a small key on the torch, then it's going to be locked out. And you still have Eastern and Sarathralla's hut.
And Teraunce making it through this part with only half a heart. He's also got to be pretty careful, looking for some more hearts there.
That's a bold move, Cotton.
Luckily, he does have a boomerang, so stunning the enemies to make them not damage is pretty helpful.
Yeah, absolutely. He also has a sword, and they do die just on one sword slash, so that is something to keep in mind.
Right, but it can be kind of nerve-wracking to approach him when you know that you're one hit from being done. But he makes it through, and we're going to see what's in Ice Rod Cave. Just a big 20.
Yep, just another rupee. So that's not going to harm Vash too much. He's probably going to make the check later on, especially once he gets to flute, because it gets pretty easy at that point. But right now, Vash does appear to be going to Eastern. Good play here, obviously, because, you know, it's about the only thing left.
Yeah, and there's a lot of items up here, too. There's just 3 in the back of Sahasrala's hut, and there's, how many are there in Eastern? Is it another 3?
Yeah, there's 3 total non-dungeon items in Eastern, and you're guaranteed 2. The third could be on Armos.
Right, okay. We'll see what's in the back of Sahasrala's hut here.
You will see some players, it's not as big of a deal in Standard because you have automatic map checks. You can have map checks that tell you exactly... Gee... 3 bombs!
That's, Sahasrala really liking his explosives.
What is going on? 3 sets of bombs.
You know, another thing that's possible, though, if we find a magic cape or another sword in Eastern or in Aghanim, it's possible this could still be an Aghanim seed, because the magic mirror could be on the pyramid ledge to then lead you back to Death Mountain to get the Moon Pearl.
Yeah, absolutely. You can also have Hookshot there, which would allow you to get to the other side of Death Mountain, which then you could... Oh, well, you still wouldn't be able... Yeah, you have to still get mirror, but then that could have mirror on the right side of Death Mountain. There's a lot of stuff that actually still could be on Pyramid Ledge if it is an Aga seed.
Right.
But you are right. We do need at least a cape or another sword.
We'll see what happens as both of our runners are coming up on new items at about the same time here.
Yeah, absolutely. We do got that nice route divergence going on. I would imagine that Teraunce will probably go to desert after this. He may nope out, which wouldn't be a terrible decision either.
Been 2 not very useful items so far. Looks like Teraunce might be opting to head on the desert.
There's 2 items there, and you have the desert ledge as well.
Right, and the knowledge of whether or not your boot's locked out of a crystal dungeon is always really nice.
Yeah, absolutely.
It looks like he's not going to check the ledge before he heads on in there. Let's see what's in there.
Is it a better check than Eastern? Probably not, but I also understand it. Because you do got Gina's Cave, you do got the Pyramid Ledge, but it's a play, you know? It's early, you're trying everywhere at this point. You get the book and you're like, you know what, early desert. Because desert usually, actually, in Rando, tends to be a late play, so he's following what the seed is giving him at this point.
Right.
Because if it's not boots locked, desert is completable.
It is true, but we'll be finding out pretty soon. Not a lot in Eastern either, though. We are not boots locked, just the map on the torch.
Nope, so it was a bit of a gamble, but this play could work out for Teraunce because now he can get his first crystal here.
And the small key.
Now we're guaranteed to get at least the big key on the right side, but we'll get an item as well.
Right, it'll either be the item or it'll be... Have we seen the compass yet? Because we know the map's on torch.
No, we just got the torch and the small key. And we got the cane of Brian.
The wrong cane, but still a good cane.
Yeah, that's not the lag cane, as some people call it, but that's not a bad cane, especially once you get in the Dark World. Line fight's a lot easier with Cane of Burner, and it actually damages the line.
Right, yeah, it's definitely a nice item to have, especially with only green mail and a few hearts. Going into the Dark World can be really scary. Got Vash trying to hit that switch. Finally gets it with just a couple hearts left to pull out his big key.
that can be a bit tricky from time to time, trying to do that. I think if you see that strat in MMG, and it could be a bit dicey.
Right, yeah, once you, like, it can be kind of weird, you're right. But Teraunce is getting the second item, and it was just 10 more bombs. Oh, and there's the mirror.
Oh, that's huge. Well, rip Agaseed.
Nope, definitely not an Agaseed anymore. Vash is going to go right up there to grab his Moon Pearl.
Yeah, absolutely. And that also opens up Power of Hera, which is full clearable.
Oh, that is definitely good. Mirror are personally one of my favorite items to find.
Yeah, it just makes traversing so easy. And by the way, not only does that open up Hera, but that also opens up East Death Mountain as well. So a lot of the things get opened up once you got the mirror.
Yeah, they do have the hammer. I forgot about that.
So yeah, so big time route divergence most likely once Teraunce gets the mirror. Again, I don't blame him for going desert here. This is a good play because he'll get his first crystal at this point. But he has to go eastern after this. This is the last play. But
Right,
after
yeah, there's
this,
nothing else to check.
we'll be seeing some. I don't know Pokemon, but that looked like the same sprite, but slightly different.
It's a pretty cool bunny sprite, not gonna lie. But Vash is gonna come over here and check the first tablet.
You won't be able to get the item on it, but the knowledge is good.
Just a piece of heart.
That will stay there forever. We won't be getting that.
That poor heart.
It's a broken heart.
It is. And Vash going into Hera. We'll see whether we're gonna have to do the coffee break room or not after these first couple of items. Just Nero upgrade, so he's gonna mirror on back to the top floor. Oh, but Teraunce actually can't. Or wait, no, never mind. I am silly. Don't listen to me. I saw the red Igor and panicked for a second.
Understandable, because they only, for the record, those red Igors only can be beaten by the bow. But really here with Fire Rod, a sword, and hammer, this, yeah, it won't be too bad.
Now, what's interesting about the Hera basement, when you clip yourself into this block, you can be invincible, but it actually is possible to get yourself stuck in there, too. If you're right in the corner of the bottom two, then you'll just get stuck there and you can't do anything. Unless you have the mirror, in which case you can mirror out, but if you don't have the mirror, that's a soft lock.
Ooh, takes a death there. That is... If you don't get that the invincibility there, it is hard to sometimes hit those tiles, so a death there. You can also use the boomerang to destroy those tiles.
Alright, we'll see if he can get that block clip the second time, though. Meanwhile, Teraunce is going to finish up his land molars here. Grab his first crystal, almost 30 minutes in. There we go. Vash getting the block invincibility this time.
Yep. Well, coffee break. Coffee break times 2.
It's definitely a good time to sit there, relax, decompress a little bit before you jump right back in there.
Absolutely. And speaking of that, kind of segueing, we have to remember that being restreamed is definitely an experience for the runners, and it definitely can add more pressure. So, you might see them not playing well or something, but you have to keep in mind that this is pretty awesome that they want to do this, and it definitely can add more pressure to a runner.
Right. Yeah. Tournaments can be pretty nerve-wracking. Speaking for myself, since I'm in it, it can be sometimes. So it's definitely good of these runners to keep going.
Vash there had a little bit of issue menuing. That menu is a little weird, so I could definitely understand having that issue.
Yeah, when the layout is kind of wacky like that, it can be difficult for sure. Vash taking a good amount of hits from the, I don't know what those enemies are called either.
I just call them beetles.
Beetles. I've always called them bumpers, but who knows?
That works too.
Kind of look like squids with, like, iron heads.
Chat is telling us that beetles is actually the correct for it.
Well, nice. Nailed it. But meanwhile, we got info from Teraunce's side that the Thieves' Town is the green pendant.
That's an interesting green pendant. I actually think I was going into that thought with Sarath there, but then we got the triple booms, the triple boom.
Right.
And I lost my train of thought. Yeah, if you talk to him, you actually get knowledge on the green pendant. Standard mode, it may not be as valuable as, say, Key Sandy, but it's still valuable early game. It's not a bad thing to do.
And in Key Sanity especially, that can be a lifesaver move, because you don't know the dungeons in Key Sanity unless you have a map.
That's absolutely right, because the music as well, in standard and open mode, the music will tell you as well if it's a crystal or a pendant. In like Key Sandy, it's randomized. But we're not playing Key Sandy. Enough about that crazy thing.
Looks like Vash went up to Moldorm, but then realized he didn't grab the big chest, so he's gonna run back down here and grab that. And Teraunce is making his play into Eastern now, as that's almost the last location other than Zora we have left.
That backtrack resulted in the map. So yeah, so Terrence will begin his mirror as Vash will get his first crystal once he defeats Trolldorm, and well, we call him Trolldorm for a reason. Honestly, from my experience here, the best way I feel to go after him is actually don't move around so much. If you can stay... That was interesting.
Yeah.
Don't stay around as much, or don't stand around a little bit more. You don't want to get hit, obviously, but the more you move around, it seems like it's harder to predict what he's going to do. And he takes a fall.
Yeah, that's definitely not fun. But at least it was the small fall, and it wasn't the middle hole, which takes you down both floors.
Yeah, that is just a degrading fall when you fall in that middle hole.
Oh, yeah. I don't think there have been any other items of real significance in Hera, have there?
I think we only saw one of the items so far. I think Moldorm has the other.
Okay.
But the one that we saw was just an arrow upgrade.
Right, that's right, okay.
Yeah, chat is making a good point here. Charging your sword for a spin speed will keep you on the platform as long as Moldorm's actually hitting the sword. If he hits you on the side like that, you can still fall off.
Right, yeah, it's never really safe from the Trolldorm, let's be honest.
Moldorm just went right after him there. He's like, come back.
Right. See, there we go. That time Vash managing to not take the fall as Moldorm was hitting his sword. Oh, and he gets the poke instead, so now he's going to have to deal with the fast phase. But he makes it through.
Not nicely then. Get through Moldorm there. And naturally, because this seed, more bombs.
Right. Definitely really heavy on the bombs and the rupees, for sure.
That's not bad things to have an excessive amount of beginning game, though, I will say.
Oh yeah, definitely not. But personally, I would rather find more progression. But it is always nice to have those bombs, that's for sure.
That's true.
So he's giving you bombs and the rupees to buy more bombs. All the bombs. Wonder if we're gonna see the that fairy have something. Because, you know, more bombs.
Yeah, more bombs. Big booms.
Now, Teraunce opting to just clear out the room of enemies instead of going for the switch trick.
And that's a viable strategy too. If you're not completely comfortable going for the NMG strat, you know, that's not everything. Basically takes one hit except those skull dudes, and I think they take 2 with the fighter sword. But that's not a bad play.
Yeah, and especially with the hammer, it's a bit easier to clear that out. We got Vash going over to Eastern Death Mountain, so we're gonna see all the items we got here. There are 8 items over here, and the ice rod.
Ooh. You know, you like finding the ice rod because the ice rod can troll you to no end. You know, that could be literally anywhere in the overworld or any dungeon except on Trinex and GT, obviously. So getting that out of the way early is a big relief, especially if Teraunce is a crystal.
Yeah. But we still don't know what the Dark World dungeons are, as neither of the runners have... neither of them checked their map when they were in it.
No, they're making the rest of these light world checks here, and I don't necessarily blame them. 6 hearts, Dark World, Green Mail, that can be pretty rough.
And and especially Paradox Cave over here having 7 items, definitely a play I would go for as well before heading over into that Dark World.
Yeah, absolutely. And I believe the Dark Eastern Mountain is somewhat open as well. We can check what. Oh wait, we don't have Titan Smiths. Never mind.
Yeah.
Never mind.
Once we find Titan Smiths, we'll be able to get over there.
Yeah,
But,
I always forget the Titan Smiths there.
wow, and that was a very quick map check from Teraunce. I didn't get any of it. Let's catch some on the restream. Didn't catch any there either.
Our trackers got it.
Perfect. Alright, and then the rest of Paradox Cave, we got another sword. More bomb upgrade, and the Titan Smiths.
I just knew the Titan Smiths were here in Paradox Cave. I just was a little ahead of myself.
Just saying the thing before you were supposed to say the thing.
Exactly. But now we have East Dark World access.
Oh, perfect.
We except Hookshot Cave, but we can actually, and that's completely closed off at the moment.
Yeah, without having boots, we're not going to be able to bonk to that first chest. Alright, but we're going to see where these runners are going to go. And now we're getting the second map check. So it looks like we got a red crystal in Skullwoods, a red crystal in Swamp, and then pendants in Mire and in Pod. So Turtle Rock is going to be required, so finding that ice rod is definitely nice. We got Vash going back down south. Wonder what he's getting up to. Just me, or is he gonna go to the Agena cave in the desert play? But I also don't remember if we have seen what's on the desert ledge.
Alright, I'm back. I apologize. I had to leave for a moment. I had a visitor. It was a pizza guy who came to the wrong apartment.
Oh wow.
That was fun. Anyway, did I miss anything?
Not really. We got Did you see the Titan Smiths?
Yes, I saw Titan Myths. Did Vash go to Dark World?
No, he opted to head out and he went straight over to this eastern area to do Agena.
Okay. Steal her pizza. I don't even eat pizza.
Oh man. That would have been depressing for me to have the pizza man show up and have it not be my pizza. And now we're going to see, hopefully, what's over on this desert ledge, because I don't remember if Teraunce checked it, but it's a big 20.
Yeah, I don't think Teraunce did,
oh,
but...
Chat reminded me that we did see that earlier, too, so...
Ah. Chat, that's stealing. Anyway, getting back to the race here. Yeah, we're right now we are going kind of through what everyone else is doing, and it's understandable. All 3 of the Light World dungeons are crystals, so you definitely want to make trips into them, and 2 of them are completable. So, I mean, Vash doesn't know Desert's completable yet, but he'll find out.
Right. And again, both the runners just kind of following in each other's footsteps here while Teraunce is doing Hera and Vash is going to clear out Desert.
By the way, I want to point out our tracker. First off, shout out to Ducey May for tracking, and they also got all the map check done, so we now know what's pendants. Misery Mire is a pendant, and
oh yeah, that
is a pendant.
happened while you were gone. We had the map check and talked about it.
Oh.
I couldn't remember. I forgot about that. But sorry, continue.
Oh. All right. So once we get through these dungeons here, what would be your first play going in dungeon? Would you go to Outcast Village, or would you make the pod play, even though it's a pendant?
Personally, having the fire rod, I honestly would go clear out Skullwoods. At least get the first couple of chests. But in this case, especially it being the red crystal, I would probably go full clear Skullwoods and then head down into Village of Outcasts.
Yeah, that's actually not a bad play. I kind of forgot they had fire rod up. Skullwoods is full clearable. Mothula is a pain in the butt boss, so you have to keep that in mind, especially with Fighter or Master Sword, depending on if Teraunce goes up to Death Mountain to get his sword. But it is
right.
But it is a good play there. It does have 2 items, as you said, so.
Right, and for some reason, I always seem to find a really important, like 95% of my seeds, I swear, there's a sword upgrade in Skullwoods.
Hey, if we got Tempered in Skullwood, Mothra, easy breezy. Okay, maybe not easy breezy, but still a lot easier. And if you don't know Mothula, we'll get to that when we get to it. Basically, the reason why it's a pain in the butt is because he doesn't take damage from spikes, and it's crazy. We'll explain it later.
Right, we'll definitely get there when that comes. But Teraunce is going to take his Moldorm fight. Let's see if he gets knocked down or not. But nope, just 3 hammer hits. Makes it real clean and quick.
Very solid fight.
Yeah. Now hopefully we see Teraunce opting to head over to the Eastern Death Mountain to grab his Titan's mitts.
Absolutely, that would be the play here for him. I mean, he does have the Dark World access at this point, but going over there, it's worth checking. You're already here, and it'd just it'd be easier to do.
Right, but it looks like he's opting to head over there, so that's good.
Once he gets his Titan mitts, I'll be curious to see if he decides to dip into the Dark World side and do Super Plane Cave.
Right, do Super Bunny, and then also knowing what is required to open Turtle Rock will be nice, since it is required in this seed.
Yeah, absolutely. That's a very nice thing to know.
We got Teraunce doing his long walk through Spiral Cave while we were going to watch Vash clear out the land molars. Now with Fire Rod, land molars are pretty easy as they only take 2 hits from the Fire Rod to be killed. But it can be kind of difficult to hit them sometimes.
Can be. He's using the charged sword technique to help aim a little bit, which is wasn't a bad strat. Actually, that's a pretty smart strat.
Oh yeah. But as he's now out of magic, he is going to have to just opt to finish the rest of this with his sword.
We've got the unfortunate short hop there. But Molodome goes down, and he gets his compass, and he also now has his second crystal of the match.
Perfect. Our runners keeping fairly even with each other as Teraunce about to check Paradox Cave. They'll have completed about the same checks, I believe.
Yep. So they should be linking back up here in a little bit.
It's definitely anyone's game at this point. They're exactly at the same levels of progression.
It's a good race so far. Good race.
Oh yeah, definitely. It'll be good to see what else this seed has in store for us.
Absolutely. That's the nice thing about Swiss too, for the record, in case you don't know. What was I saying? Oh yeah, it puts you against players of your own skill level. So if you're 0-3, you're gonna face another 0-3. If you're 3-0, you're gonna face another 3-0. So that's kind of nice the way Swiss does that.
Yeah, that is definitely nice. But it looks like Vash is gonna go over to the Village of Outcasts side. We'll see if he opts to do Skullwoods or if he's gonna jump down into Village of Outcasts. He's just heading straight down into it. Meanwhile, Teraunce is going back up Death Mountain. Wow, and half magic in the chest game.
Oh, that's nice to have. Half magic obviously never really required for the most part. I think technically Spike Cave for Cape is in logic with Cape with half magic, but Burna it's not. So yeah.
Yeah, but it's definitely nice to find for sure. But we're getting Teraunce doing the hammer pegs. We're gonna see what Total Rock needs to open very quickly, and it is Bombos.
Okay, so that is interesting. So we need Bombos. We have Ether. So Ether is basically useless at this point. It can have its uses, but it's pretty much useless.
Right, unless there's something we need in Mire, Ether's not gonna be needed. Teraunce going into Super Bunny Cave. We're gonna see what we got down in here.
Vash here deciding to ignore Thieves Town for now. I'm going to take the southern route, which isn't a bad thing because these checks are pretty easy. He has Titan's Mid, so he can come back. He can route in the Smithy set checks real easily. So I like this play by Vash.
Right, it's definitely a good one. Especially having those Titan's Mids, it's really easy to just head back up to Village of Outcasts if you need. But, I mean, Teraunce in the meantime did check Super Bunny Cave, and we found a fourth 300 rupees, so I guess there's more than 3. Rupees definitely not going to be a problem this seed.
We love rupees. Oh, yeah. 1,461. And we haven't even seen the Zora yet.
That is true. Vash, meanwhile, is going to rescue the blacksmith. Most likely we're going to see what's in the peg cave as well. Yep, here we go.
We got slow hammer pegs. An interesting... I don't want to call it glitch, but some things I see in runners do like half of these hammer pegs, go up, mirror, turn in the frog or the smithy, come back, and then do the other half, even though all of them are up again, and it counts those first half still. It's weird.
Really? I don't know if I've ever seen that. That's really interesting.
Of course, hammer pegs, more rupees.
Right. Because, you know, we didn't have enough of those yet. Alright, Vash is going to turn in his blacksmith, and we'll see what we got going for us. Meanwhile, it looks like Teraunce is trying to decide where he wants to head out. And he's going to go up to Skull Woods.
It's understandable to get a little confused. There is a ton of stuff open for our runners right now, so it might take a minute when you're looking at your tracker, like, man, I got so much to do. What should I do?
Right, yeah, when the whole Dark World opens up, it can be kind of interesting to decide where to go at first.
Alright, so Vash here is going to probably do the rest of the southern part of Hyrule. He'll probably do Stumpy, Cave 45, he'll route in Hype Cave most likely, and Bombo's Tablet along with this purple chest. So his routing here is a really, really good routing.
Oh yeah, with the items they've got, it's really convenient that they can just go in a line and do all these at once. Just a big 20 in the Graveyard Ledge cave. Or Graveyard Ledge. This is not Graveyard Ledge, it's a different ledge.
Cave 45.
Yeah, pretty much. Well, Teraunce hasn't found very much in Skull Woods yet. Let's see. Just a compass in that chest. Looks like Stumpy just having, is that the single arrow?
So this seed is being stingy with progression, I would say.
Oh yeah. But let's consider what all the rest we need. We still need the flippers and hookshot, as we have to do Swamp Palace. We still need the bow. We don't necessarily need Samaria, do we?
Turtle
Oh yeah, that's of course.
The only Samaria. Yeah, we don't necessarily need the flute.
That is true.
And we need bombos.
Yep, and then unless the Ganon Big Key is on the torch, I think that'll be all we need. Just a bug net on the first tablet.
Yeah, no progression, but not a bad thing to have because you can catch fairies and stuff and keep them in your bottles.
Yep, and Teraunce still not finding anything in Skull Woods either. But we still got a couple more items over there.
Yep, absolutely. So it's... Again, Seed's making these runners work for their progression, that's for sure.
But we got Vash going on up to Hype Cave. See if Hype Cave is hype or if it's tripe.
I feel like we're gonna find something of worth. Maybe nothing great, but something.
Well, powder is decent.
That is decent. That's a good. Oh, the Cane of Samaria.
And Blue Mail. I'd say that's a decent Hype Cave.
That's pretty good. I would give that a 7 out of 10, and only because the cane really doesn't do anything for you right now, but it's important for T-Rock later.
But we have Teraunce doing a pedestal check. Chat, get your hype up for just 10 arrows.
Oh. Think of it. Womp womp womp. Sorry, now we know Ped's dead, so that's good for our runners.
Normally by now we've dissected what could still be on the pedestal, but didn't even get to that this time before it was checked.
And you'll see runners do that a lot too, what Teraunce did. When they get to this point, either after Mothula or before they go up into this part, they'll just, if they have the mirror in the book, they'll go check it real quick, because it's quick and easy, and that way you have that knowledge. It was a really smart check.
Right, yeah, for sure. Just a 10 bomb upgrade on the Pyramid Ledge, so definitely wasn't an Agaseed.
Vash is actually, I think I go up to Catfish here. His routing here, he's just getting all this overworld stuff done that he can. And you know what? I don't blame him. This not a bad play.
Oh yeah, that's definitely going to be at least satisfying to know that you're not going to have to come do all these checks later if you're still missing something.
And he can also route in Zora, although he can't route in the waterfall or the ledge. But at the very least, he can at least get Zora done, which is in logic.
Right, and if he happens to get the flippers from Zora, vanilla-ly, then the other stuff would be in logic, so...
It's true, vanilla flippers. Saw Teraunce on the left side using the lantern to light some of those torches. That does save magic. Lantern uses a lot less than the fire rod.
That is very true, especially without having half magic. You're going to want to try to conserve these for Mothula. Which, now we can talk about Mothula a little bit. Because as you're about to see, Mothula's got a moving floor and a lot of spikes. And not only does Mothula not take damage from those spikes, if you hit him into it, it won't take damage. Like, your hit won't even count. And that's what makes this fight so bad.
But he is using B strats. I don't know how much exactly the gold B does, but that's a good play because it does damage Mafia.
Right, but the B's done its work and is off now. So we'll see how many more hits it'll take Teraunce to get this put out. But Mafia hiding in the corner, which this is where the fight gets really annoying because he hasn't taken damage for a little bit now. There was one hit.
But now you gotta be careful here. Yeah, he takes that death. He did everything he can to win that fight, but when Mafia doesn't want to play nice, it's rough.
And chat letting us know that the Golden Bee only does fighter sword damage.
Ah, okay. I thought the Golden Bee did more regular Bee, but... Oh, we just got... Oh, no. Turok's completely open.
Yep, Turtle Rock is full clearable at this point, right?
Yeah. That's not a fun dungeon to have full clearable.
Can at least take comfort in the fact that they have Master Sword, because having tried to do Fighter Sword Trinex before, I can tell you it's not a fun time at all.
Yeah. I would imagine they're going to put off that Trinex play as long as they can, or that Turtle Rock, but that is full clearable, and that is something to keep in mind at this point.
And at the same time, there are a lot of items in Turtle Rock. We'll see.
5 items plus the Mimic Cave.
Right. Looks like Vash also found the magic cape. I believe that was on Catfish, if I remember right.
Yes, Catfish had cape, Zora had Bombo. So,
and Teraunce seeing that we have the flute on the Bumper Cave ledge. Interesting.
That's interesting. Jinx, by the way.
Yeah.
No. That's interesting because Vash has the cape and can get that once he does that. But the question is, will Teraunce ever go back for it? Because again, I don't believe it's required, and correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't think it is at this point.
Right, it's not required. It definitely makes movement a lot faster, but we'll see if Vash goes and checks the Bumper Cave ledge. Personally, I would probably go for it, even though it's a bit of a time sink. Ooh, and boots.
We got Das Boots. Time to go fast.
That means if the big key is on the Ganon's Tower Torch, then it's not going to be a problem anymore since we found those boots.
And Teraunce also making the Thieves Town play, so he'll be getting his boots relatively soon.
I believe we're pretty close to all we need for Go mode, except we need bow and hookshot still.
Flippers.
Oh, and flippers, that's right, because swamp.
But yeah, other than that, but the seed is opened up for our runners here. It's like, okay, we were jerks before, here you go.
Yeah, they've pretty much got access to almost everything except like Hookshot Cave.
For the record, if you want a fake flip, Ice Palace is also open, but who wants to do that?
Right. Personally, I put off ice as long as I can. My least favorite dungeon.
Yeah, absolutely. Same here.
And Vash, seeing that Bumper Cave ledge, not sure what he's up to. He's gonna go for it.
Not entirely sure what that was, but maybe you just got a little excited and accidentally hit the Y button.
Never know. Teraunce, meanwhile, about to get his half magic. Sure, he'll be happy to find that. Now, it is possible to get through this without hookshot. It can be kind of precise to get through that part where Vash is, though. You just have that, I believe it's 1 pixel to walk on without falling down the hole.
Getting wrecked by those murder dactyls a bit there.
those Murderdactyls can be pretty interesting. There's a reason we call them that, because they do a lot of damage and they don't leave you alone.
I think they did 2 hearts of damage to him when he has blue mail. Right now, Vash is smartly taking out these northern checks, just wants to get those out of the way. These can be pretty hard to route in at times, so this is definitely not a bad idea to get those out of the way.
Yeah, and I think after this, he'll have cleared out the vast majority of the overworld.
That is true. That Vash has definitely been seems like a very heavy overworld. Go through the overworld first, then dungeons, and hey, you know, that's your strategy. Go for it.
Yeah, for sure. Another bottle in the graveyard ledge. This time it's actually graveyard ledge.
It is interesting right now. Both runners actually making the same route here. They both decided to come up this way. Obviously, Teraunce didn't have the cape, so he couldn't do Bumper Cave.
Right, and skipping out of Thieves Town, I don't blame him at all, since it's a pendant.
It is the green pendant, though. We gotta keep that in mind.
Right, so if there's a pendant dungeon to do first, personally, I'd probably do that one first.
Yeah. Oh, we got the bow.
Wow. We're just 1 item away from go mode at this point. 2 items, because flippers. Hey, flippers are out of my head right now.
You don't like those flippers. You're like, nope, I don't even like Swamp or Ice. They don't even exist.
That's funny, though, because Hookshot and flippers were the same items that were go mode for me in the seed I just did. So it's weird that I would keep forgetting flippers.
You just don't want to remember that heartache.
Yeah, for some reason, when I'm doing a seed and when I'm commentating a seed, my memory of the game is very, very different.
That's understandable. It's a different experience commentating.
It is true.
Vash now making his way up to Skull Woods, maybe?
Yeah. I'm taking a little bit to find that hole there. But he does not have the big key, so he won't be able to open the big chest. But yeah, it looks like he's not going for that. He's just gonna head down. I haven't seen too many people come in from this route before.
This is a little bit of a different route here, but you know, if it gets the job done, that's all that matters.
That's true.
He should also have a touch easier of a time with Mothula than Teraunce did when he was in there, because he does have the half magic and the blue mail.
That is true. He'll take a lot less damage and have a lot more attack power.
Actually, thinking about it, I don't think Teraunce really used his fire rod in that battle, which I can recall.
Yeah, I don't really remember myself.
Now, earlier, Teraunce actually made good use of the ether here. He ethered this room and killed all the enemies.
Now, while it does take out a quarter of your magic, it is pretty nice to kill them all at once.
It's understandable. Those Gibdos can be a pain.
Oh, yeah. Even with Tempered Sword, the Gibdos take still several hits to kill.
Getting wall mastered back to the beginning there. That was probably intentional, so to get back there, that's a quicker way. Could have mirrored, but...
Yeah. They're both viable options, though, especially since he was pretty close to getting that wall master at that point. Teraunce, meanwhile, gets to do the fun item dashes through the pegs.
I love the item dashes. If you don't know how this works, you take one of your Y items, you actually hit Y and A at the same time. When you have the boots, you have to have the boots. and you have to hit them on the same frame, and then that happens. It's really, really cool. There's some really cool animations.
Right, it's a glitch that only works in the 1.0 version of the game. Kind of interesting. Also, fun fact about that dashing with the hammer, if you don't have a sword, for some reason it doesn't work. You just bounce off the pegs instead.
That's right, I forgot about that.
It's kind of an interesting bug. It's a well-designed game, after all.
Perfect. Alright, so at this point, Teraunce is headed up to his molecule fight. Or, not Teraunce, Vash, I apologize. So, after this point, you know, both these runners kind of doing the same thing. What do we have left? The check that they haven't checked yet.
Well, we finally saw Zora, so that's out of the play. There's Turtle Rock. They can do a good... Never mind, they can't do a good portion of Swamp because flippers. They can get into Mire, which would be really depressing if they have to do, since it's only 2 items and a pendant dungeon.
We think it's a 2/3 chance. It might be Quake. We don't know.
Oh, yeah, that's true. We don't even know if they can get into it. That's a fair point. There's all the stuff in the Mire section, which they'll only be able to do if they have Flute.
That would be rough for Teraunce if Vash did do the Mire area and end up being very important.
Right, so it is possible that Flute could still be required because we don't know what's over in that Mire area. There's the 2 in the shack and there's Checkerboard Cave.
Vash going with the B strats as well. We got double B strats on Mothula today. That's awesome. Chat point out they can finish Eastern. That is true. I don't remember if there was another item left or not, though, but that is a crystal, so we can definitely clear that out. Which also brings us to Pendant Pod. Would you do Pendant Pod or Crystal Turtle Rock first? At this point in the run.
I would probably go for Crystal Turtle Rock just to get a crystal out of the way while I'm looking for stuff, since it's full clearable.
That's fair. I always want to do Crystal Dungeon first. Good fight for Vash there, beating Mothula, getting the big key. So if he hadn't gotten the second item, which I can't remember, I don't think they did, then you have to go back to that big chest.
All right, meanwhile, Teraunce is going to make his way through the Hype Cave, grab his Cane of Samaria and his blue mail. Yeah, other than the Mire, there's, you said it, we have Pendant Pod, we have Turtle Rock, and we have, that's pretty much it, I think.
Yeah, through logic. I mean, you could fake Flipper, do like the Waterfall Cave or stuff like that, but
Right.
I think at this point, Turtle Rock's probably, the season been pointing us to Turtle Rock. We got access so early. But there is Pendant Pod, and you know, the pendants in V29 have been very important. So I know it's hard for me to say what I want to do.
Yeah, it's definitely an interesting question. Not sure where Vash is heading off to now. He's got the big chest. But I guess if he fell down the hole, then he won't be able to move out, so he's got to take the long way. Well, Teraunce is going to check the desert ledge there for the tablet.
Yeah, I believe we solved this check already, if I'm not mistaken, correct?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure we saw it, and I don't believe it was anything important. Oh, yeah, it was the bug net. That's right.
How could we forget the swag net?
Yeah, seriously. Yeah, we'll see how long it takes Teraunce to make his way over to the Catfish to get the cape, to get the flute, which Vash is now activating, so we're going to see if that ends up being important or not.
sorry, couldn't talk during the Swag Duck National Anthem.
That is true. I apologize for the
You're all
I am the worst Hyrulean citizen.
You know.
Alright. We got Teraunce. Looks like he might be going for the fake flipper play.
I like, you know, since it's a bad play, you do have those two items, and he has not checked Zora yet, so you have that as well.
Did he have to
so
go back for Ice Rod Cave?
For what cave?
Because I think it was Teraunce who took a death on his way to Ice Rod Cave, and I don't know if he ever went back for it.
I think it was Vash, actually.
Oh, okay, yeah. No, yeah, you're right. Never mind. But yeah, Teraunce going for that fake flipper. We're not gonna see what's on the Hylia Island quite yet.
No, but he's gonna go Hobo. I imagine he's gonna come back around and check it after that. You can fake flip off Hobo, but you do have to be a little careful because you can soft lock it.
Yeah, I discovered that in the middle of a race against my brother the other day. Jump off a little too high, and all of a sudden you're screen transitioning and then landing in the water, which leads to a lot of scrolling and a lot of fun. And Hobo just having a heart container, so not any progression there. But Teraunce getting the reverse fake flipper and not soft locking.
Yep, that was nice. That was nice. The biggest thing with it is you want to be your character pointing you left or right or whatever. You just don't want to be looking down. That's where the soft lock has to happen.
Oh, interesting. I look down every time. Maybe that's why I got it.
Yeah, I had happened to me the other night in a nightly, and I was like, "What the heck?" And I found out if you're looking down, you can hit that screen transit before you hit the wire. You need to hit the water first.
Right. Okay. But Teraunce went past the Hylia Island. It was just another heart container, so not one of our items we need. And Vash making the play on Pendant Pod.
It's a bit of a gamble here, but he obviously doesn't want to do Turtle Rock yet.
We got Teraunce chucking a bottle into the ferry. This is something different every seed, but it will always give you the same. And in this seed, it's a bottled fairy.
Nothing wrong with a fairy in the bottle. I think Vash accidentally hit the mirror button there and mirrored out before checking this chest.
Oops. While Teraunce... There was nothing in the waterfall cave. Wow, my words escaped me there for a moment. Nothing in waterfall cave, so not leading to anything there. He's gonna go check Zora and get his... I don't remember what it was exactly.
Bombos.
Bombos, that's right. So something important.
You saw he had the walk on water glitch there from walking into the... For some reason with the waterfall fair, if you don't have the... If you're fake flipping and you have the Moon Pro, you go in the waterfall wishing, come back out, you can do the walk on water. And don't know why, it's just a glitch. But you saw him walk onto some grass or some green area, and that actually cancels out the walk on water glitch. So it kind of takes a long way around Zora.
Right, but it is a little safer, because I believe you can still die if you take damage while water rocking. Is that right?
I believe so, yes.
It's technically still a fake flipper. Now, fake flipping in the real game will just soft lock you. You'll get a scrolling glitch if you get hit. But in the randomizer, they redesigned it so that you will just die.
Yeah, it's automatic death. No matter how many hearts you have.
Which, I mean, is a fair trade-off, because then that way you don't lose a ton of progress if you haven't saved and quit for a while. Looks like we got Teraunce. Might also be making the play on Pendant Pod. You're right, neither of our runners really wanting to go to Turtle Rock, it seems like.
No. And Terrence still has to... both our runners actually have to... Oh, wait. Never mind. Thieves Town's only a pendant. I almost said they had to complete, and then my brain... Yeah.
I guess Teraunce hasn't checked the pyramid yet, so I guess that's what he's up to.
No, he might actually end up doing the catfish play here, potentially.
Yeah. And we'll see if that takes him over to the flute. We still haven't seen the mire area, though, have we?
No, we have not.
So we still don't know whether that flute is needed or not. Vash having a hard time getting past the Helmosaur. Or
That
mini
Helmosauro's a jerk. That mini Helmosauro's a jerk.
Seriously, though. It can be really hard to get past. Sorry, go ahead.
No, you're fine. You're good. I was just gonna say, I always like to shoot an arrow there, and then that just kills them.
Yeah, that's definitely handy. Not a lot in pod so far, though.
Nope, just a bunch of keys. I think we got most of the dungeon items out of the way. I don't know if the only thing I don't remember seeing is the big key.
Yeah, I don't know if they've gotten it yet or not either. But we're about to find out, as this is the last chest of food. Or I guess it could be in the dark maze still.
Yeah. Did Vash go to the front side and check all that yet?
To be honest, I missed it if he did.
Because I know he tried to do the bonk back up to that one ledge, and he missed it, and then had to go back out because the blue pegs were up, and I don't remember seeing him go back to the front, so he might still have to do that.
Yeah, we'll see as he's coming up on the end of at least the deeper part of pod. Teraunce, meanwhile, is going to go ahead and full clear out of Eastern.
Not a bad decision. You get a crystal here. There's the big key.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, not a bad decision on Terance's part. I don't remember if there's an item here, but at the very least it is a crystal, so you might as well get it done.
Pendant pod is empty unless there's something on Helmosaur. Or unless Vash still has to do the front half.
So he does have to do the front half. And then I wouldn't be surprised to see them finish this dungeon out. Which actually may be doing that right now. But he definitely has not done some of these other checks yet. Oh, there's a shield.
Yep, and the Fisher Price shield in the first chest there.
Rip Toys R Us.
Now, I believe this last chest just has to be a small key, if I'm not mistaken. Because otherwise he wouldn't be able to finish.
There's another chest down here, too.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Okay. So there's either something in this chest or the one down.
Yep.
Oh, and there's the flippers.
Pendant Pod paying off again. Pendant Pod always has something.
Yep, indeed it does.
So that means now we are only hookshot away on Vash's side from go mode. And that also means Swamp and Ice are Swamp is full clearable, Ice is boss beatable, but not full clearable depending on keys.
Yeah, unless you do the bomb jump, it's not possible to clear it without going through the hookshot room, which you can also bomb jump through.
Yes, it's a very difficult bomb jump. But if you get a small key in the first couple chests, then it actually becomes in logic.
Right.
And the hookshot can even be in those 3 chests at that point.
Right. It can even be on Cold Stare, as I found out the other day.
Yeah, always fun. But really, though, after Vash gets done with Eastern here, too, he'll have a bit of a tough decision, because none of the dungeons available at this point are particularly pleasing dungeons. It's all kind of Turtle Rock. Turtle Rock's the dungeon that you might want to go to, because Go Mode Turtle Rock's basically the same thing. But Swamp has a ton of items in 6, and Ice Palace is just a pain in the butt.
Yeah. We got another bottle from Eastern.
I think that's the last one.
I think that was our third. I'm not sure.
You might have been right. It might have been only 3rd.
But yeah, we'll see where Teraunce opts to go. He's running out of places to check real quick.
And he also got to still finish Skull Woods.
Right, that's true. Which now that he's got that blue nail, it should be a little bit easier.
Absolutely. And he's going to make his pod play, so he will find the flippers.
Perfect. Now, if the seed was truly evil, there's I don't remember if we saw all the dungeon items for pod or not, but if we didn't, then there's a chance there's still hookshot on Helmasaur.
Huh.
I mean,
Teraunce just noped out of pod there. They forget you have the bow, or they decide he didn't want to do a pendant? I'm curious about that question, but that actually is that's a very interesting play by him, because we know there's flips in there. He doesn't.
right.
But it looks like maybe the T-Rock play?
Yeah, it looks like he might be opting to go clear the crystal before going for the pendant.
You can't blame him. If you have a crystal dungeon that's full clearable, it's probably advisable to do that first, but obviously we know... I mean, you still could get hookshot. Hookshot would be huge.
That is true, but it looks like Vash might be doing the same thing.
You still got the 5 items in Turtle Rock plus Mimic Cave, so you still have the 6 items there, which is the same exact item count as in Swamp. And on Vash's side, he has a lot more, or he's closer to Gomo. Not a lot closer, because really you only need, Teraunce only needs 2 items, the flippers and the hookshot, but he doesn't have the flute. So yeah, let's just be curious to see here. Will hookshot be in Turtle Rock? And that fairy just trolled him.
Oh yeah. Went right off the screen, and I don't believe it even came back into a boundary he could grab it. He did have the boomerang.
Could have boomeranged, that's true, but that thing just said nope.
Not having any of that today, but we got Vash checking Spike Cave, which is another place I forgot about.
I did too. I'm a little surprised he's doing this now, but this could be very important to get it out of the way.
I mean, it's viable. I mean, always want to check the on-the-way location before you go all the way into Turtle Rock. But just a big 20 for his trouble. Where are we going to see him go now?
For chat, Bland, all tablets have been checked.
Yep, one was Swagnet, or one tablet was Swagnet, the other was just a piece of heart, and then pedestal was just 10 arrows.
Okay, so Teraunce decided he's going to try the bonkable chest first here in Hookshot Cave. This is in logic for this chest only.
Right, bonking across the gap is in logic here. It's also in logic as for getting into Mire, because normally you would need the hook shot, but with bonking it's possible. So that's in the logic as well.
And he just gets his Fisher Price shield for his trouble, but if that was hookshot, that could have been really huge.
Yeah. Looks like this second time around we are going to see Vash heading over to Turtle Rock as well.
Teraunce have a little bit of trouble with that platform there, but got on that nicely. That fairy has no interest in being caught by anybody. Oh, there it goes.
Oh, there we go. So both our runners right on each other's tails as we come through here. The only real difference is being Teraunce not having the cape flute or the last item. The Dash just got flippers.
Yeah, the item you've forgotten all rates, which is awesome.
Teraunce remembering that you do have to go down if you don't have the hook shot to get these torches.
That's the fun room without the torch. or without the hook.
Yeah, it's another nice little time to just kind of sit there and contemplate life. Contemplate the seed.
Overall, though, I would say the seed hasn't been the friendliest seed. Gave us all the bombs and rupees we ever want, but it's just been a slow progression seed.
Right. And Teraunce finding the big key over on the torch side.
Another thing to keep in mind here is both these runners are at Master Sword and have silvers, but still on Master Sword. Master Sword Ganon is not the easiest thing in the world to do.
Right, and honestly, I find the first part of Ganon harder with Master Sword than the second, so I would still be pretty concerned myself. Just doing the 24 spins, I wouldn't mind, but it's the first part that you have to do that would really get me. And Teraunce getting kind of caught by the chain chomps, which they do a good amount of damage even with blue mail.
Yeah, they do. Even with red mail, they can wreck you pretty good.
Yeah, they hurt a lot. Oh yeah, that's true. Teraunce also has to go back to Skull Lids. Forgot about that.
Yeah, that'll be quick though. That won't be too bad.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a bit of a time sink for him, but I think it also depends if he's in go mode at that point, which I imagine that's when he's gonna go back because there is an item there for him.
Right.
Or then.
Vash getting kind of caught by all these enemies here, having a hard time getting off the platform. But he made it through. Teraunce remembering to kill that Pokey. I forgot that the other day and had to go back for it.
Terrance's bunny sprite's a Pokeball apparently, and there's a hook shot.
There it is.
Ooh, in the vanilla big key chest. So we're in no mode right now for the runners, which basically means neither runner's in go mode yet, but Vash will be in go mode once he gets that hook shot.
Yep, the second he grabs that, I'm sure he'll just take off. Except he might still opt to open more chests looking for a tempered sword. It depends on how comfortable he is with doing Master Sword Ganon.
Yeah, absolutely. I wouldn't be surprised. I would open ones that are on the way. I wouldn't necessarily go Laser Bridge, although you'd have to get potentially another key, so you might have to do Laser Bridge anyway. But that is great news for Vash because Ice Palace and Swamp Palace are now both go-modable. Ugh. And they're so quick when you can just go mode them.
And those are definitely my two favorite dungeons to go mode for sure because they're so quick. And ice is just satisfying to go mode because it's ice, let's be real.
Yeah, agreed. And just for the record, Ice Palace, you do need to know the Ice Palace bomb jump, the main one. There's like 5 in the dungeon, but
seriously though.
Yeah, you need to learn that because otherwise you will have to find the big key to finish that dungeon.
And Vash is in go mode.
At 128.53. That's not a bad time for the C. The C was pretty slow for the most part in terms of progression. It got a little faster as we went, but
yeah, considering where some of the items were, pretty decent times for Vash. I missed what was there in Mimic Cave.
Yep, I did too. That is a check that Vash will not have to check.
Yes, indeed. He's not even going to leave the dungeon. He's just going to take the shortcut over.
Yep. It makes sense. There's no need to check either one of them because you already checked. Wait.
So that means he skipped the big chest. It's the only chest he skipped.
Right, but that actually might not have been the best play if this isn't the small key.
That's true.
Okay, it's a small
This isn't
key.
the small. Well, this one is probably going to be a small key, but there is still the other chest past Laser Bridge. Or there's the locked door right before Laser Bridge.
That is true.
So if there's not a small key on Laser Bridge, then it's in that big chest, and he's going to have to go back for it. Vash getting kind of stuck in the dark maze here.
If you're not used to this maze, it can be a bit of a pain in the butt.
Apparently, chat telling us that it was just 10 arrows in the big chest.
Oh, Teraunce checked it.
Okay,
Yeah, that makes sense. But Vash don't know that, so it's still a risk on his part, we believe.
Right.
Even though obviously now it's not a risk for him.
Right, it's a risk that'll end up paying off in the end for him. Teraunce getting kind of stuck on the laser bridge. There's red mail.
Ooh, that's nice to have.
And there's the small key. Very last chest of laser bridge.
Oh, of course. You know, I wonder if he was a little worried there, like, oh man, where's that? Is that Saint the small key?
Yeah, I probably would have gotten worried too, but paid off for him, and he's going to take the safety door, just in case Teraunce ends up being Teraunce.
That's true. I mean, it could be a difficult battle. We have to keep in mind, in the beginning we were talking about having the heart situation. We really haven't gotten much hearts since then. Vash is only at 9 hearts, which is pretty low at this point.
And all the hearts were in the beginning, and then after that they just kind of disappeared. So hopefully they find some in Ganon's tower on their way to the big key. Otherwise we're going to have kind of a fun time.
Absolutely. I mean, Vash does have the red mail now, but actually both runners do for that matter.
Right. And Teraunce is still going to be opening chests looking for that looking for those flippers.
Yeah, he's not in go mode yet. He needs to go to pod, and that's a pendant.
Right. Odds are he might go there after this because he's running out of spots. After he'll probably go Hookshot Cave, and then after that, he'll either go to Catfish or to pod.
Most likely. Ooh, Teraunce taking a hit to the face, but he has a fairy.
Oof. Close one. Don't know if he has any more fairies though.
No, you gotta be careful here. Master Sword Teraunce is not fun Teraunce at all. A lot of people go to hammer here, but
yeah, it takes 10 hits to each of the heads with the Master Sword to kill him off. Except the Ice Head will take a couple less than that because the Fire Rod hurts the Ice Head, but the Ice Rod doesn't hurt the Fire Head. Because, that makes sense.
Great coded game.
Uh-huh.
And unfortunately, we have a ton of ice on the ground on Vash's side and a little bit on Teraunce's side. That's going to make this part just a little bit harder. Teraunce making good use of the knowledge of the first few frames after the snake part of Teraunce comes out. That head is actually vulnerable.
That's pretty handy. one wonders why the head isn't vulnerable for the rest of the... But, you know.
Reasons.
Teraunce gets through.
Vash needs to get this ice head down, because I think he just used his last blue potion, and if he runs out magic here, that's trouble.
And he takes it down, so it should be alright, unless 2 hits from Teraunce will still finish him off.
Yep. And you gotta stay away from... Really, he needs to stay on the left side. You don't want to go to that right side with as much ice as on the ground as there is.
Oh yeah, no. Vash is gonna opt for the hammer strats. Which can be really difficult with Teraunce, because with the hammer hitbox being the hammer hitbox and Teraunce being Teraunce, it's not a very fun combination. And Teraunce is checking the rest of Hookshot Cave, and there's a Tempered Sword.
Oh, that's huge. I bet they wanted that a little bit ago.
Oh yeah.
But that's good for him because he still got Mothula, and he still needs to find the flippers, obviously. But there's a good chance, there's a possibility, I'll say. I don't know what Vash will do next, but Vash might not go looking for another sword. That could be big later on.
Yeah, we'll see if that ends up making a difference or not. Master Sword Ganon versus Tempered Sword Ganon is a very big time difference. We'll see if Vash is going to opt to clear a swamp or ice first. He's going to grab more potions.
Yeah, not wrong with that. You might need him going up the gauntlet later on. And Cold Stare can hit like a truck.
Oh yeah. But Vash not having a lot of rupees somehow.
Yeah, that's interesting. We got all those rupees in the beginning, and now we're running low.
And Teraunce has still got a good amount. I wonder if Vash just missed him.
Could be. He probably did stop collecting them after a little while. But right now, unfortunately for Teraunce, he's just kind of running around. I mean, these checks make sense, especially if he has Skull of Wood to do, but he really needs to get the pod to get his Go Mode item.
Right. Now, the flute didn't end up being required, so that's not going to make a huge difference. Other than speed, getting around the overworld. I'm not sure where Vash is headed off to, though.
Yeah. Did he remember Hookshot Cave and maybe decided he wants to check it real quick?
It's possible. Did he do the other Dark Death Mountain checks?
He didn't. He left before he went, even though he had it. That's right. He had not done Dark Death Mountain yet.
Yeah, interesting.
He is in Go Mode, you're right, but he might be looking for another sword. I mean, it's Master Sword Ganon, you have to spin to hit him. You can't just slash him. Tempered Sword would be a lot easier.
Yeah, definitely. He is going to check that Hookshot Cave, so he's going to grab his Tempered Sword, and that's not going to be an issue.
Yep. That's a smart check. That is where it is.
Yep. We'll see if he opts to check anything else after opening this chest. Yeah, he's going to check the last chest. Or last 2 chests, I guess. Or nope, he's just going to nope on out of there.
Alright. So he got his tempered, and I'm sure there's a bit of, I bet there was a big audible sigh of relief finding that tempered.
Oh yeah. I know I would have had one.
Choosing to go to Ice Palace first. Again, it really doesn't matter which way you go. They're close together, and he has the flute, so it'll be a little bit easier. Teraunce will probably end up doing the Swamp Ice Palace route, otherwise he'll have to save and quit out of there. Or no, you might have to save and quit, I guess. Still.
Yeah. It'd still definitely be faster to do the Swamp Ice route, though. Yeah, now we get to see a Go Mode Ice, which is the nicest ice that ice can be. Other than a pendant.
Yeah. But then as a pendant, you might have to go in there for an item, and that just not fun.
Yeah, that's true. I retract my statement.
Hey, if it's a pendant, you don't have to go into it. That's the best ice pendant.
Yeah, that's even better. Teraunce redoing his Mothula fight, gonna get his revenge this time around.
And Mothula's still not playing nice with it, just sticking to those corners.
Nah, it's brutal. I think in this case, actually, Berna is hindering rather than helping because it keeps hitting Mothula back upwards.
Oh, that is true. Anytime any enemy gets hit by Berna, they go up.
And there we go, Teraunce kills the moth.
But with his heart count, red mail, tempered, he got it easy peasy. He does have another, if he remembers, he does have another item in here in that big chest, so I would expect him to check that. We know it's only a heart piece, but
Vash not quite putting his bomb far enough down. He gets it that time. Now Teraunce is still gonna keep looking for those flippers. Wonder where he's gonna go next. How long it'll take him to get back to pod.
well, as you said earlier, at this point, I don't think there's much left for him to be able to do. I'm sure there's something that we're missing, but I mean, he doesn't have the flute yet. He could do if he goes to catfish and gets the cape and then gets the flute, that might be a disaster.
Yeah. Because then he might, you know, go and clear out Mire, hoping to find... Which we know there might be something in Mire, but it's not the something we need.
Alright, so here on Vash's side, the decision to not bomb jump here, and granted, that is not an easy bomb jump.
Oh no.
But he's going to have to check some chests for that big key. Unless I'm missing something.
Yeah, hopefully he finds it and doesn't have to, you know, go over to the east side.
Wait, what was in the very first chest? Okay, it wasn't the key.
Oh, he's not found any of the dungeon items. There's a dungeon item, but not the one we're looking for.
No, we are looking for big key right now. So this is why if you bomb jump there with the blue pegs down or with the red pegs up, those blue pegs down, you just go straight to the boss room. Obviously, if you're not comfortable with the bomb jump, it's understandable.
Which, yeah, definitely makes sense because, like, even when you practice that bomb jump, I have spent a lot of hours practicing that, and sometimes I'll still get in a mode where I cannot get that bomb jump.
Yeah, it's not an easy bomb jump, and if you're it's pretty much, you don't have much pixels to work with, and I don't want to say pixel perfect because I don't think it's pixel perfect, but it's pretty close.
I know it's pixel perfect vertically. Horizontally, I think you have a couple of pixels leeway, but vertically it is.
Alright, finding the big key in the iced tea room. Is that vanilla? No, it's not. No, it's not.
Yeah. In vanilla, I believe it's past the hammer pegs room when you go back up to the floor.
Yeah, that's right.
But it's also been a long time since I played the vanilla game and needed the big key. So
that's true. No, you are right though. That is I get those two rooms confused from time to time.
Okay.
Teraunce on the left side, they're making use of the respawning anti-fairy and getting a couple fairy drops there to refill his health.
Yeah, having the powder definitely helps for that.
But unfortunately for him, as we know, Pod's the right play. Thieves Town is not going to have what he's looking for.
Now, Vash, I'm not sure how he ended up back here, because he opened the big key door. Oh, he still needs a key. You can't swap the blocks back without another key to open the door.
Oh.
Which, I think the only chests... there's still chests over on the east, like past the hammer pegs. But other than that, there might be a small key in the big chest. But yeah, he's got to find that.
Did he grab the key from the room where it had a bunch of skull, like a whole bunch of those skull pots?
I don't know if he did.
He had a key there, but yeah, he had to have if he got out of that iced tea room. So yes, so this is a good time to mention. This is a good reason why you want to learn your bomb jumps. Ice Palace, if you know the bomb jump, is extremely quick. If you don't know your bomb jump, you do have to go looking for items.
Right, you gotta find, I believe it's 2 extra keys. And the big key. So it's definitely, like, Ice Palace is very, very quick when across the firebar room. But now he's got plenty of keys, he'll be able to finish out the dungeon.
Something weird happened on Terance's side? Oh, he didn't bomb the wall, the ceiling. He does get butter though.
Yeah, Vash with the butter sword, that's a even better Ganon fight.
And I think Teraunce is a bit turned around. He forgot to bomb that floor to have that opening, so the maiden gets turned into blind.
Oh man.
Which, you know, us, we're kind of like, stop! You don't need to do this.
Right. We know where those flippers are. Unfortunately, Teraunce skipped out on Pod.
And unfortunately, he wasn't even in there. He just checked the one chest and went out, and he had the bow at that point. That was a little bit surprising.
Oh yeah, chat making a good point. In that, or no, Vash still needed a key to get past like after you open the big key door, there's another key to get down to this floor. So
yeah.
He did still need one more key.
Yeah, he didn't need the 2. Which, if you're full clearing the dungeon, then it's quicker with the Kansamari not to do the bomb jump, or pretty close to being quicker. A little bit easier to navigate, I guess.
Wait, did Blind run away when Teraunce bombed the ceiling? He doesn't have her anymore.
I don't know if... Yes? Something that I've never seen before.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to say yeah on that one, but I have learned something new every day. Oh, Blind won't go upstairs to that floor because there's light. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. But still, yeah, I had no idea that was a...
Wow, yeah, that was new to me. But Vash taking care of Cold Stare here. Butter, Red Mail, easy peasy, getting his 6th crystal of the match. He has one more Swamp Palace. Go mode Swamp Palace. He shouldn't be checking for any more items at this point, so it's going to be super freaking quick.
Oh, yeah. Should see him finishing up the seed pretty soon.
And Blind hasn't seen the eye doctor in years. Hardy hard. Yeah, this race was pretty close up until the flippers, until Teraunce couldn't find the flippers.
Yeah. Teraunce making quick work of Blind with that Cane and Burna. I'm gonna worry about dodging the flying heads at all. It's interesting that Vash has got Red Mail, Butter Sword, still only 10 hearts.
Yeah, the heart issue is the one thing that you could maybe see a couple quick checks of items, because he doesn't. 10 items is not, or 10 hearts is not a lot of hearts.
Yeah, there's not very many hearts at all. That's just to put it in perspective. If you walk into Ganon or get hit by the fire bar 5 times, that's it. You're dead with only 10 hearts. I wonder where Teraunce... Oh, he's probably gonna check Fat Fairy. Because he can't do Swamp yet. That's the only reason I would see him going over here.
Yeah. Or go on the pod.
Or yeah, he could be going to pod too. Yep, looks like that's what he's doing. Totally forgot about the actual play that he needs to do. Or he's going up to Catfish.
Don't go to Catfish. Don't go to Catfish.
That's gonna lead him off the track for a little while.
It wouldn't be so bad if he didn't already see where the flute was.
Right. But having seen that flute, I wouldn't be surprised to see him go straight to Meyer after that.
Yeah, me either. You get to that moment, you're like, oh, finally, I got the cape, I can go get the... Hopefully, he remembers the green pendant and goes to pod at the same time. That's what we're hoping for.
Yeah, but we'll see what happens as he comes to fill up on potions before he heads out. He's gonna quickly release his bees so he can buy the blue potions instead.
Vash here making his way through swamp, not checking anything. Can't blame him there.
Sorry, I had to step out of there for a sec.
Oh, you're fine, you're fine. Alright, Teraunce about to get his cape. Oh, don't go back to get flute. Don't go back and get flute. He's thinking pod. Think pod.
Everybody will him to think pod.
He's got some rage slashes going on there. You know, there is a possibility he might think he needs the flute as well for Gomo, because flute oftentimes is required, but I hope not.
Yeah, we'll see. But he's walking, he's not immediately save warping, so I guess that's a good sign.
That is a good sign.
We'll see if he's opting to just... Oh, he's crossing. He's gonna go get that flute.
Vash on the other side here, making quick work Argus here. Butter, sword, and Argus. It's easy.
Yeah.
Argus being a little bit of a pain there for a minute there, but 2 slashes of the butter sword and he'll go down easily, or 1 silver, but honestly they're both free.
And Vash is gonna get his last crystal. Oh, yeah, I said Teraunce might be going to that further. He can't, because I didn't realize Swamp is the other red crystal.
Oh yeah, that makes sense.
For some reason, I was seeing Pod as the red crystal, because the blue-red pendant icon.
That's understandable, it happened. Alright, so Teraunce gets his flute. Maybe he won't go in the mire.
Hopefully, we'll see.
But yes, ladies and gentlemen, Vash is going to be making his way in a little bit to the GT area, and I think we all know what that means. We are in the Link to the Past Randomizer channel, so we don't have the bot, but we're still going to do the guessing game. Get your guesses here in chat. Dark and Sky, what number do you like to go with?
I usually say 8 because that's either the fire bar room or, what's the other one it normally is? Or it's the first room, the first chest in the room straight north from all the hookshot blocks. But, you know, this seed has been pretty trolly so far. I'm going to say 18.
18? Alright, I'm going to be a little bit nicer. I'm going to go about 9. I'm going to go half you, 9.
Perfect. Right in the middle.
Which someone already did, but nonetheless. Again, we're just having a good time here, so this isn't the speed gaming channel, so this is all for fun. It's all for fun anyway.
It's always the big question, where is that key going to be?
Absolutely. No Tyler room, though. I want to see Tyler room.
Oh, good. Teraunce looks like he's going to pod, or he's going... Yep. Odds are he's probably going to turn in the green pendant to Sasha, get something, and then go into pod to get his flippers.
And it makes sense to turn in that pendant right now, because it'll be just right there.
Yeah, hopefully that's what he's doing.
You know he's kicking himself a little bit because, well, he's going to be once he finds the flippers, because he was here earlier and he checked the first chest and decided he was going to get out and not do it anymore, and then, as we know, that was not the right decision. Sarasrala just had the piece of heart.
Oh wow, I totally missed that. So Teraunce is having a little bit of a struggle getting back into the Dark World, though. It'll be kind of hard with that canopy and the Pacific tunnels. And with that, Vash enters Ganon's Tower at almost 2 hours.
158 and about 50 or so. Alright. And hopefully Teraunce gets his flips here. Alright, going right side first. I'm curious to see if he gets a small key here. Will he... Oh, we get the red meringue. Will he stay right? Nope.
He's going straight left.
Been seeing a lot more lately. People are going right if they get the small key there. They don't do tile room, they just do those 4 chests.
Right, yeah. Well, Teraunce not having a key to go get his flippers. Oh no. But he'll get a key in this bottom chest. Will he circle back around, or will he opt to clear other stuff?
On Vash's side, we are coming up to the chest numbers 4 through 7.
Right. See what it is. 7. Still nothing.
Nope. Nope. Just some more heart pieces and keys.
And Teraunce gets his flippers. And is in go mode at the 2-hour mark. And there's number 8, just 10 arrow up, capacity upgrade. There's a couple different strats you can do for the second crystal rune. Can of Samaria is definitely one of the good ones though. Vash not quite getting the right position to get through that block, but managed to go around it while still invincible. He's running low on health though. I lost count of where we are in the item, but is it still just 8?
Yes. Oh, 9. 9. Random rooms 10 through 13.
Okay. It's the map. Big 20. Another big 20. Another piece of hearts. See, here's where all the hearts were hiding.
Yeah, all of them. You get them at the very beginning, escape, and then you get them now. In between, you got like none.
Yep.
And of course, you get more rupees.
Of course. What would we do without rupees after all?
And Terrence making his way through Swamp here. Should be go moding that one, and he'll be going to ice. He has not done ice battles yet, so I'll do ice battles.
Yep. So he's still a couple dungeons behind. But he is go moding Swamp, so again, this should be really, really quick. And if he knows the bomb jump for ice battles, then that'll be really bad.
Yeah, that'll actually be quite a bit of a time save for him. I mean, he's still quite a bit behind, but if he can ice battles bomb jump, you know, you never know what's going to happen to GT. You know, a death in GT is huge, or a fall to Ganon or something. So I wouldn't say the race is over, but Vash definitely has a sizable lead here.
Oh yeah, race definitely isn't still over. You never know what can happen. Wow, I've never seen Bob go through the bottom like that.
There's a couple things now we've seen that was unique.
Yeah, learn more about this game every time you play or watch. Looks like he's gonna leave Bob alive and go ahead and down to Ice Armos. Which are just like regular Armos, except, you know, you have no mobility because ice.
Ice is the worst thing ever.
Makes it a fair bit more difficult.
So we have Sarah's. We have Silver's. Easy. Not too bad.
Yeah.
Gotta be careful here, because he's just... That red one, he don't like people right now.
Yeah, he's not exactly happy. The Vash getting through there. We're gonna see 18 through 21. Or is that 19 through 21, I mean?
No, that's...
Or, because he hasn't done right side yet.
Right. Which has 5 total. There's 22, 20.
Yeah, I totally lost count.
The next chest he checks is 18.
Okay.
Math is hard, people. Math is hard.
Skipping out on tile room, no surprise.
You just don't want to be tile room.
Ooh, almost got caught by that wall master, but barely made it out.
This is something to keep in mind too. If Teraunce gets done with these 2 dungeons and goes right side first, that will also help save him some time. So there's definitely some time to be made up here.
Yeah, definitely. It still could be either one of them. Never know what happens at the end of the game. Oh, he made it through.
That was literal last second.
Oh yeah.
I mean, it looked like it crushed him.
Yeah, seriously. I was about to be like, what happens when you get crushed by a door? But I guess the answer is you can still go through it. And there it is.
Well, congratulations on your 18.
Oh wow, was that number 18?
That it was. We only have 4 chests left and 22 total.
Man. The one time I guess right, and it's not speed gaming. It's not the 18 I was thinking it would be, but I was thinking vanilla, which I don't think even is 18 now that I think about it. But anyway, moving on. We got Teraunce. Sorry, go ahead.
I was going to say, if you do the chest in a weird way, it might be 18.
Yeah. You decide to check like first 2 and then tile room for some reason.
There you go. Alright, so Teraunce is making his way into Ice Palace, as you said, and I think you said it, and
yeah,
Vash here getting into the gauntlet, and again, we do call it the gauntlet for a reason. This is not easy, and I mean, this ain't even the gauntlet part, but these guys, 2 BMOs plus these idiots, not fun.
Yeah. Speaking of not fun, there is a death taken by Vash.
He did get a fairy.
Oh, okay. Luckily, we do have that swag net, so catching fairies is an option.
And most likely, coming up to a fairy room, a bombable wall with a fairy room behind it, I would imagine he might be taking that room as well. I know I like to at least keep a fairy for, death.
Yeah. Teraunce is opting to get these last couple of chests with Fan Quake. With a Tempered Sword, I wonder what they're still looking for, because it looks like Vash also opened that chest.
Maybe he's not going to do the bomb jump either.
That is possible. It's the only reason I could see for not opening that chest. Vash is going to take the safety fairy door. Butter Sword was in Ice Palace, actually. In the, I don't know what that room is called. The one where you have to hook shot across the spike. Vash opted to use Bombos to clear out these enemies.
Do what you have to.
Yeah.
Uses up a lot of magic, but...
Yeah, I used to do that as well, and started practicing my sword game. Almost easily my favorite of the 3 medallions, though.
Oh, yeah.
Even if it is the slowest animation.
But it's the coolest animation.
Yeah, that's true. I think I'd find Ether cooler if it wasn't, seizure level of flashing.
That's fair. But this one gives you fireworks.
That is true. It's pretty cool.
Honestly, if you're not comfortable with that gauntlet, all joking aside, that is actually a really good strat. Especially if you have half magic, you just use those bombos and get that over with.
Yeah, it is a slight bit slower than using a sword, but then again, if you try to use a sword and it takes a while, bombos would have been faster. So it all depends on how good your execution of the gauntlet is.
Yeah, Vash here on Land Molus 2. Pretty easy. Didn't get the 1 or 2 cycle, but hitting Land Molus with silver arrows while something's shooting fireballs at you is not not the easiest time in the world.
Yeah, definitely not. I'll opt him to switch to the much faster Cane of Samaria for the Liz robes, though.
And Teraunce is checking a bunch of chests, so I'm guessing he went with the no bomb, the non-bomb. I wasn't paying close enough attention.
Yeah,
I know he went through that room, but
yeah, I don't believe he did it either.
one thing to keep in mind here is, obviously, we know what's going on. We know that Vash has a pretty sizable lead. The runners obviously don't know that. They can't watch each other's screen. So Vash probably feels, as we go, and we're at 2 hours and 11 minutes, he's probably looking at that speed racing TV screen chat and going, oh man, my opponent might be dunning soon or finishing soon. So the nerves are definitely riding high at this point.
Oh yeah. Honestly, like, the one time that I've gotten into GT without my opponent being done, I was expecting to see that done signal at any second.
Unfortunately for Vash, he didn't get that torch room, and it looked like he shot the fire rod towards it, but I think the electrical thing ate it.
Yeah, that can happen if you're not quick enough and those come back up. The fireball things do eat those shots.
That torch room is very fun when you have lamp only and fire rod wasn't required.
I don't believe Teraunce has his big key yet. Still having to look for that, but Vash taking another fall to Moldorm. Or another fall. Falling to Moldorm 2.
He took a couple, I think, on Moldorm 1, so it wouldn't be entirely inaccurate. And Teraunce's gonna get his big key right here.
There we go.
There you go. Takes him down, and he's making his way to our geometry lesson, Aga 2.
He is opting to take Moldorm's last possession, though, which is just a big 20.
Everyone's got rupees.
Which, I think that's actually vanilla, if I'm not mistaken.
I believe you're right.
I really gotta play through the vanilla game just to see what's actually in all these chests, because I don't remember.
That's fair. Vash there using a pretty good strat. That Helmosaur room, also known as the Funhouse, can really be a pain in the butt. And because those Helmosaurs are relentless. And look like a triple, but that might only count as a double because they hit at the same time.
Yeah. I'm not sure. I'm pretty sure I heard the sound 3 times, but we'll find out.
Well, that's either 4 or 5.
Yep, that was just only counted as a double.
Which is unfortunate. If you don't know why, if 2 of those energy balls hit Aghanim at the same time, it only counts 1 of them, which is unfortunate because that was a really cool triple. But actually, that was a really good Aga fight in general.
That really was.
But now we're here. It's big pig time.
Yep, and with silvers and butter and red mail, should be a walk in the park, but you never know. It's Ganon.
It is Ganon. Ganon can be tricky. Vash here taking the... You bonk into that tree, you do get a fairy, so that is a wise decision if you want to refill your health. Remember, he is only at 11 hearts. Even with red mail, Ganon can hurt.
Oh yeah. we were talking about it earlier, and Vash has only gotten one since then, so now it'll just be 6 hearts, or 6 hits from Ganon to finish it off.
Where are all the hearts?
Well, I don't know. We opened most of GT. It's really weird.
You know, I think we found a ton of heart pieces, and I think that's why I feel like they should have more right now.
Yeah, probably some heart containers lurking in like Misery Mire.
And I do believe Vash never did eat the dark side of Easter Mountain as well. Besides Hookshot Cave, he did Hookshot Cave though.
Yeah. Don't think he did Super Bunny either though. Yeah, and I guess all the hearts could still be in Swamp.
That's possible.
Yeah, we opened like 1 chest in Swamp.
Yeah. And while we were talking, Vash making quick work of the first 2 phases. Oh,
you gonna fall?
That's not good.
Oh.
Oh. I saw the animation and I saw the game text like, no.
That was really, really close. Vash. Very good that he's still alive. Like, wow.
Oh no.
There it is.
Those bats will knock you in the opposite direction of what you're holding on the D-pad, so that is something to keep in mind when you have that. That is a brutal fall. Again, he's still got plenty of time. It's probably gonna take 2 or 3 more falls to even make this realistically a match, but the nerves gotta be riding high.
Oh yeah.
Again, he didn't use any of his potions. He just took a fall. He didn't get Torch Glitch, but with Silver, Torch Glitch don't really matter. If you were doing Silverless, you want Torch Glitch.
Right. It's still possible to do Silverless without it, but it is a lot more stressful. Ganon telling a riddle there? I couldn't read it all.
No, he went too quick, but I knew it had a rooster in it. That's all I saw.
And something about a hot air balloon. It's Ganon. He says some weird stuff.
He does. But we are on round 2. We're getting through phase 2 here pretty quickly.
Now the question is, will Teraunce go right side?
That would be a time. No.
Nope.
One thing I should mention here. So, with the fall to Ganon, so when you first go into Ganon, both runners will have the same amount of warps here. It's the same with like the blue balls for both Aga fights. But once you fall or die, those go out the window. It becomes random again, so it's not the same.
Right, so that set that Vash just did will be different from what Teraunce will do when he gets there eventually. Set up for a nice double that he doesn't quite get. A bit too far away.
Ooh, that was close.
Ah, he's gotta be careful. He's running a bit low on health again.
He does have a fairy.
Oh,
But he took a second fall.
ouch.
Oh, man, that's rough. You know, slow and steady wins the race.
Well, sometimes.
Yeah. It is unfortunate, you know. You hate to see this, you know. It is, you know, both these runners again. I have to say while we're here, you know, give these runners a follow. They're playing their hearts out. You know, this is a very nerve-wracking experience, and you know they're putting on a pretty good show, all things considered. This wasn't the easiest seed, so shout out to both runners. Give them a follow. They definitely deserve it. Shout out to the tracker, Dusame, doing a great job on tracking duty. And shout out to my co-commentator here, Dark and Sky. It's been fun, man. It's been fun.
Yeah, it has been fun. But luckily, we still got a little bit of time left while both these runners still finish up.
Absolutely, but I figure I get some of that out of the way now.
Oh yeah, that definitely makes sense. See, Teraunce Vance being a little bit. Wow, what is wrong with my names today? Vash being a little bit low on magic and health, but he's gonna go ahead and take that blue potion.
And that is his last blue potion. he does have a fairy, but if he takes one more fall, then then Teraunce might be close in business, because wouldn't completely surprise me to see Vash go for more potions.
Yeah. Which would take a couple more, or maybe like another minute to get that done, but we'll see. Except he is a little low on rupees, so he'll only be able to get 2.
That is true.
Hopefully he doesn't need them though.
He did get Torch Glitch this time, and he's going with the lamp to save some magic. I'm not sure if that arrow counted. It sounded like it kind of did, but it was hard to tell.
Yeah, I'm not sure, to be totally honest. Oh, fired the wrong way.
That's 3. One more. Alright. GG to Vash with some rage slashes. Again, that was probably his heart was probably in his throat at this point.
Kidding.
GG to Teraunce.
For me, it's never over until I cross that and hit the done button, but Vash is going to finish up and take the win with an official SRTV time of 2 hours, 21 minutes, and 53 seconds.
GG to Vash. That was... again, it was kind of a rough seed, but, you know, GG nonetheless. And we'll see if he wants to come in for a quick interview.
And meanwhile, we got Teraunce making his way through the bottom of GT. He's going to head over to Ice Armos here and not find his big key there, unfortunately. Kind of getting blocked off by Bob, though. But Bob finally leaves. Alright, we got Armos round 2 for Teraunce. But again, with silver arrows and bow, this fight is pretty trivial. Nicely done by Teraunce. And it looks like we are joined in the chat by Vash himself. GG.
Thank you guys, GG.
How you feeling right now?
Nerved. My hands are shaking. My everything is shaking.
Man, you got it. Good job. How did you feel that seed was? Like, did you feel ahead or behind the whole time?
As soon as I got into Turtle Rock and I was doing the Teraunce fight and I was having issues with it, I kind of felt behind. And then especially going into IP, which I knew I was in gold mode, but I am not really comfortable with the bomb jump. I've done it before, but I'm not going to take the chance on repeatedly dying trying to do it.
Yeah, totally understand that. That bomb jump is a really difficult one. Like,
but overall, it was a great seed. I actually enjoyed it.
That's awesome. Yeah, what put you so far ahead though is Teraunce went into pod, but then before getting more than the key chest, decided to leave, and so he didn't get the flippers until you were about halfway up Ganon's tower.
Oh.
It looks like he decided to check tile room and just got a piece of heart in the meantime. But let's see, what else was I gonna ask? Is there anything in particular that you want to work on after that seed, like to practice?
I am still trying the IP bomb jump. I've been working on my Mothula. In the past couple of seeds, I've been having a lot of issues with him. And especially when if I'm going in there with green mail, it's it's like I zone out and don't realize the spikes and they overtake me. But right now, my main practice is the ice palace bomb jump.
Right, yeah, for sure.
So you moved to 1 and 3 in the tournament, Vash. What's kind of your goals going forward then? I mean, obviously, you know, besides working on the ice palace bomb jump, so what are you hoping for the rest of the way?
The major ones I'm hoping for is to get better time. Unfortunately, this was a little bit high from my look. The other thing I'm looking forward to is seeing the opponents and which ones I face. I've noticed a lot of good opponents. Besides actually playing in this tournament, I've been watching ALTTP Randomizer for months now, and I enjoy a lot of the players and their play styles.
Awesome. Well, I mean, you definitely didn't play bad. This seed was it seemed like to me at least, it seemed like a very slow seed. Like, you didn't really get anything in the beginning. It took a while for the seed to really ramp up.
I was afraid of the heart situation.
Yeah, it was amazing. You got a lot of heart pieces, but not a lot of hearts, because obviously a piece is only worth a quarter of a heart. But yeah, the heart situation was brutal.
I know there was one I know that I missed on Lake Hylia, and I was debating. I was like, do I go for it? No, I feel too far behind. I'm just going to leave it be and just see if I get anything in GT.
Understandable. And that's we honestly thought you were going to probably find a bunch of hearts there, because like I said, like, you got a bunch of things in Escape, like heart containers and stuff, and you're like, oh, I'll probably get a few in GT. Really didn't get a lot of GT either.
Nope, just more heart pieces.
Yeah, 11 hearts is one of the smallest amounts I've seen for completing a seed, but considering that, you did pretty good.
Thank you, guys.
You did decide to go into Hookshot Cave after Turtle Rock with Master Sword. Was that just to look for the Tempered Sword at that point?
My major concern was, okay, get potions. Oh, wait. Darn it. I forgot to go back to Hookshot Cave when I got out of Turtle Rock. Okay, let me get my potion and I'll go run back over there. Because I know for a fact I'm not really too comfortable with Master Sword Ganon.
Right, okay, so it was looking for the Tempered Sword then that you went back in?
Yes, I just taking the off chances. Like, if nothing's in here, I'll just dive in Ice Palace. I'm not going to do the bomb jump, so I'm mainly going to clear it anyway, even though I'm in go mode, and maybe I'll find something in there. Or if I didn't find it in Ice Palace, I was going to try to check the regular chest in Swamp Palace, the ones I actually just skipped.
Right.
And luckily, you found butter in Ice Palace, so you didn't have to. You had all the upgrades at that point.
It kind of made me happy that I did go the bomb jump.
Yeah, absolutely. Because you never would have got that butter without that if you had that bomb jump going on.
Yeah, I don't know if I would have gotten either of those swords. I don't know if I would have checked Hookshot Cave either. So that's interesting.
Yeah, I'm the same way. Like, I think I probably would have, because I don't like Master Sword Ganon either. It's even with silvers. I mean, I can do it. It's one of the things I have done. It's not a fun fight.
Oh no, definitely not. Especially bouncing off of him and having the risk of falling off. That's as you saw there, I already had 2 falls.
That was interesting. It looks like Teraunce hit one of the land molars with his silver arrow and it didn't die.
No, it didn't. It's like I'll take your arrow and still stay alive. What the heck?
That was really interesting. He must have got it with a poke or something.
I had to have been. There's been a couple of things today that we've seen that was new with the way the game works.
Yeah, was there anything else you wanted to say, Vash, about the seed or just in general?
Nope. I appreciate what you guys are doing. I appreciate the trackers. I appreciate the community, what they do behind the scenes. And I thank everybody, and I'm wishing good luck on everybody else and the rest of the tournament.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, thanks for joining us, Vash. You're welcome to stay here and hang out while we wait for Teraunce to finish, but we're going to go ahead and get back to him on this side.
Will do.
Yeah, once again, GG the Vash, finishing with the official time, as we said earlier, 2:21.53. He does move up to 1 and 3. So, and now we got Teraunce here finishing up. He'll fall to 0 and 4, but again, you know, it doesn't. You can still finish up your Swiss. I want to make sure that's very clear because sometimes that gets a little bit of mixed around sometimes, but. It looked like Teraunce earlier did similar strats to Vash. When Vash used the Bombos, I think Teraunce used the Ether for those gauntlet rooms.
Yeah, I saw it was a medallion. I didn't see which one. But definitely might as well at this point.
Yeah, you have half magic. Why not? Go crazy.
Yeah. With half magic, you don't have to worry about the extra time it's going to cost. So.
It's worth mentioning here, that torch room, you have to be really careful going up these stairs here. I think he's alright, but if you go up those stairs at the same time that that one of the torches go out in the other room, it'll actually despawn the tower to some, you won't be able to finish it out, and you have to actually mirror back to the beginning.
Yeah, it looks like Vash's final collection rate there was 154, which is pretty good. Just goes to show how slow this seed was, because we didn't get a lot of items. It just took forever to get to them.
Yeah, it really was the biggest part of the seed. It just was very, very slow progression in terms of finding the item. It wasn't very often you got a bunch of items at once.
Right.
Alright, Trolldorm. How troll are you going to be this time? I actually think the first time Teraunce followed me got through it pretty easy with the hammer strats.
Yeah. Got through it pretty quick, and pretty similar thing here. He got done pretty fast. It's going to have to skip. Oh, never mind. He's going back for it. Moldorm's final piece of money there.
The vanilla big 20.
Now he's just a geometry lesson and a Ganon fight away from being done himself.
Yep.
After getting through this silly mini Hummelsaur room first, though.
I hate that room. I really do.
That one can be pretty gnarly.
It's one of those rooms that you really need patience with. And when you're at the very end of the seed, if you're in a tournament or like this or something, a race, you know, you're rushing, and man, they will just kick your butt.
Yeah. Pretty brutal for sure.
Alright, solid Agatu fight, and he's moving on to his big pig fight. Let's go kick some Ganon behind, and let's do this.
I'm a little bit more comfortable with the 15 hearts he picked up while he was doing the pendant dungeons looking for the flippers.
Yeah, 15 hearts, a lot more. What did Vash end up having? 11?
11, yeah.
So, I mean, that's only 2 less than an MG, I guess, so it's not super bad.
True, but it's not fun either.
Oh, yeah, no. It's like Teraunce is opting to go for some Burno strats later in the fight. It's 4 of the hits. It just takes 6 hits for the first phase, and then 6 hits for this phase. But it has to be while Ganon's twirling his scepter. Ganon has weird mechanics too.
Of course he does. Ganon's just weird.
Yeah.
He went with Burno strats most likely because it uses less magic than the Kate does, but as you saw, it does lag the screen out pretty bad at times. But he's making his way through these first 3 phases pretty good.
Speaking of interesting, Ganon's mechanics are weird here too, because you have to hit him once per time he teleports, but it doesn't matter if you hit him more than that, because after he teleports, his health will always reset back to 100. It just keeps track of when the floor is gone for you to decide, hey, can actually like start doing the Silver Spheres now and do more damage. It's the things you learn from the practice realm.
Yeah, because you can see the enemy hearts in the practice realm. Seriously, people, you should get the practice realm if you want to learn the game, because the practice realm is a godsend. It's pretty awesome.
It is really fantastic for practicing strats, learning strats, like really just anything related to this game you're gonna be helped by having that practice realm.
Oh, just missing that arrow there. That looked like it was a very quick freeze from Ganon. It felt like he came unfrozen a little bit quicker than usual.
Yeah.
Just missing out on those doubles is very, very close. Ooh.
Barely missed getting knocked down that hole there.
But he gets his 4th hit. Teraunce defeats the Big Pig. And once he walks in the room here, we'll get his official time. Oh, shoot. Wrong thing.
Doesn't look like he's hit the button.
Yeah, he hadn't hit the button yet. Either way, he finished roughly on his timer, 2:36.22. Still not bad. You know, that's... I have to say, that seed was a bit rough.
That was definitely a brutal seed. And it looks like his SRTV time is going to be 2:37.06. Not sure how accurate that is, but that is the official time. So GG to Teraunce.
Yeah, unlike like no major glitches, where I think the time, I might be wrong here, you can correct me. I think in the no major glitches tournament, the time does matter. In Randomizer, time really doesn't matter because time can vary greatly between seed and seed.
Oh yeah. Especially like one routing choice can change a lot of things in this game.
All right, looks like we have Teraunce in for a review. GG, Teraunce.
GG, Vash, and if he's still in here. That was terrible execution of my part. I don't think my brain's been working fully at all this race.
Well, I mean, it wasn't an easy seed. It was a very slow progression seed. You didn't get a lot of items at any time. Speaking of that, how do you feel about the seed overall?
I wish I had have actually. I wish I had have gone into a pod that first time and actually gone a little deeper. If I had have, that would have saved a lot of time.
Yeah, absolutely. You and Vash at that point were pretty neck and neck, and that was the major difference in the race.
He actually did fully go into pod when he went into Easter to clear it.
Right, yeah, he cleared out pretty much everything there and found those flippers.
Oh.
And so that was the huge difference maker, was we were just waiting for you to find those flippers, unfortunately. But other than that, how do you, like, other than the execution things, how do you feel that went?
Whoever that was that just spoke up, can you please speak up a little louder?
Yeah, can you hear me better?
Yeah, I can.
Okay, cool. I was just asking, like, other than the execution and, you know, the flippers being in pod, how do you feel you played the rest of the seed?
Up until last week's race where I got a new PB, this was about on my PB pace for standard. So,
all right.
I think I did okay. It's just I kind of went all over the place and did some stuff I didn't need to do because I'm glad I did not go into mire.
Yeah, we were concerned about that. That was a thought we had. We're like, oh no, we got the cape.
Cape flute. It was like, okay, I'm checking pod then mire.
Yeah, that was really lucky that you chose that order.
Uh-huh. I was wondering. I was surprised Vash hadn't done well before that. If I have gone right side too, ET. But hey, hindsight's 2020.
Right. Both of you actually went to the left side, so you didn't lose any time respectively there.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously you would have gained it, but
I was gonna say my standard route normally is check the first two on the right and then go full left.
okay.
Although if I'm going right, I normally check title room, which you saw.
Yeah.
That's understandable. It's right there. You might as well, just in case it is.
And I had Cape. Did Vash ever find Cape?
Yeah, he found it quite a bit earlier, and he actually had Flute for a while to run.
Yeah. I kept meaning to go up the catfish. It was just basically, I don't have flippers. There's not really a good time to do so. Okay? It's like, I can't really route in catfish resort area and that sort of stuff, because if I do, I lose, the ability to check waterfall cave and that sort of stuff.
It's understandable. Catfish isn't fun to route in any time, so it's one of those checks that most people do leave till the very end. So yeah, I don't blame you one bit.
At least flippers being my go mode meant I got to really, really fast clear swamp for once.
That's always fun. Usually it's a pendant and you have to full clear it anyway to get the items.
No, the only full clear I did that I didn't need to do was Thieves Town.
Yeah, but it was a green pendant.
Yeah, and I ended up having to go around the whole dungeon twice because I forgot to. That's why I said my brain wasn't in it. I forgot to bomb the ceiling.
That's right. Yeah, I forgot about that. So, go ahead.
I was gonna say, what were you gonna say?
No, I was just gonna ask you for any final words on the seed or any other final words you have to say.
Again, it was fun, that sort of stuff. I just wish I had executed a little better and read a little better. And I mean, at least my gamble going up to up the mountain with only 2 checks available got me a sword, which was nice. Otherwise, you would have been doing a bunch of stuff swordless.
Yeah, absolutely. That was a very good call.
Either way, you had to double dip one dungeon. You had to either double dip you either had to double dip Eastern or you had to either do Eastern without a sword, or you had to go up the mountain twice for most of the items. Because I think Mirror was Eastern and the sword was on the mountain, so it was, either way it wasn't a fun little journey.
Right, for sure.
But thanks for restreaming me and that sort of stuff.
No problem. Thank you for agreeing to be restreamed, and it was a fun race. I think Dark and Sky, do you have anything that you want to add?
Not too much. I just want to say, you guys go ahead and go give these runners a follow, because they really did play their hearts out and gave us a really good time and a fun race to watch. And then I wanted to thank you, Zunker, for being here, and all of you guys watching for being here as well, because we wouldn't be here without you.
Yeah, absolutely. Again, thank you, Dark and Sky, for being an awesome co-commentator. It's been fun. Don't worry, though. We still got some more matches tonight yet at 10 o'clock on Speed Gaming 3. We got Glentai versus Gonspore. And then at 11:59 p.m., so basically midnight, we got the Vinyl Knight versus Glan on the ALTTPR Randomizer, this channel right here. And then Sunday we got another bunch of races. So again, we're only in week 4 of 7 in Swiss. So if you're worried about we're gonna run out randos, don't worry, we're not gonna run out randos for a long time.
Oh yeah, there's gonna be plenty to keep you guys satisfied. But with that, we're gonna go ahead and wrap this up here. Again, I've been Dark and Sky.
And I am Zunker to the rescue. Have a great night, everybody.
Yeah, have a good night.
We'll see y'all next time.